Hey guys, Sean's in the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor, and the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where we bring on top network marketers that are around the world providing value. We want to teach, we want to educate, we want to bring awareness to a lot of the myths that are out there about this amazing networking model, this business model that a lot of people have confused. And there are success that can be done if you work at it. And that's why we want to share some of the skills, maybe some of the tricks, the strategies that my guests use, and see if you use that as well. If you're watching us live, drop a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. And don't forget to subscribe and hit like. If you haven't taken a look at, we're talking about network marketing, in my description of this video, take a look at Got Backup, $9.97 a month. 6 terabytes of data storage for your phone, your computer, and it allows you to actually build wealth as well by building a team. So without further ado, let me bring on Kwesi Fulton. What's up, man?
What's up, Sean? How you doing, man? Thanks for inviting me up. And you got my name right.
Got it, man. I've been botching up the names recently, but hey, it's all human. We all make mistakes, but we also learn from them. And it's something that a lot of people have some trouble with to, get out. For example, getting on video. They say, well, what happens if I make a mistake? We're human. Things happen.
Right.
But, put that by the side. Kwesi, why did you get into network marketing? What were your earliest experiences?
I found network marketing, I'm in my 50s, right? And I probably was about 19, 20. And, a guy approached me. His name was Dr. Cohn. And the reason why he approached me, because, basketball player, young athlete. Mm-hmm. And I was in alternative health. I wanted to take good care of myself, showed me a product. But I went in his office and, I was buying a product from him. I went in his office and I saw that he had his business, but there are people buying products from him all the time. And he was just telling me, hey, man, I earn residuals from people buying these products from me. And I thought that was cool. I said, so you mean every month you get paid when they rebuy this product? And he's like, yeah. And so for me, I was always fascinated with residual income. I got into commercials because, you do a commercial and then you get residuals when it plays on national TV. Yeah. So I kind of that's what got me, because I started working earlier. I worked at Nordstrom's and I'd work every day, but I'm like, man, I gotta, I was like 14, 15 working. And my pops would always preach to me, hey, man, get that job with benefits. And, I was like 15, 16 going, man, I work from 1 to 10. I come home and that's it. I always got to work on that. So that's pretty much what fascinated me about network marketing.
Now, it's funny you said that residual income, right? I got that insurance background. I like that, renewals come up, you get that residual. But then on top of that, you could actually build a team to grow your net worth in that product. And it could be anything, service or product, though. That's the difference, though. If it's not involved, then there's a pyramid scheme, right?
Ask that question again.
If you don't have a product or a service, it's going to be a pyramid scheme, right?
Right. It's funny how it was this, what's the word I want to use? And that happened to me when I was maybe about 25. They didn't call it, they called it gifting,
Oh.
So they say, hey, man, we want to gift, you gift us $500, you tell your friend, you gift them $500. And that is actually a pyramid scheme. I mean, that there's no product, because but this is the research I did, Herbalife, because I live in California. Yeah. There's a big Herbalife headquarters here, and they went to court. The government spent 4 years trying to show that it was illegal, but they found that, I think it was in 1973, but they found like, hey, you know what, if you have a product, meaning Like the product I use every day. I mean, if you use it every day and it gives a good result, then it's legit. So you can't have, I guess the law is you can't have, to make it a pyramid, you got to have, a customer's got to get a benefit from the product. It's not just about recruiting.
Yeah, it's just
And,
not like
and
throwing money at something and oh, I'm going to
right.
give you some kind of return, and then it's going into a Ponzi scheme that you're paying someone else that's lost money. You're going to pay them and get them squared up. Not something I want to be involved in, but
I
I
mean, if you think about it, a bank is, banks are Ponzi scheme. You give them money, they loan your money out. If you try to take all your money back, they
yeah.
question you. You're like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? You're like, hey, that's my money. But
Hmm.
so
No, it's definitely
that's
true. But like you said, I like to, you know, still dream. A lot of people today don't want to dream. They think they won't be able to have that. I don't need a big house. I'm happy where I'm at. I am comfortable, but I have kids and I want to give them experiences that I didn't have when I was growing up. I wasn't rich. I was middle class. I did some things,
mm,
but I found having a side income using a network marketing business, you can pay off your bills. You can go on those vacations. You can buy the things you want to buy because you are putting that time in. That's what a
mm.
lot of people get involved with, doing that. But then they don't understand it takes some work. What are some of the skills that you should be doing on a daily for building a network marketing business?
Well, I mean, that's a loaded question, but there's multiple. There's multiple things you got to do. Like
Yep.
I would say the first thing you got to work on is your mindset. Because in my belief, your mind is a magnet, right? And it attracts what you think about. So if your mindset is just for if you have a 9 to 5 mindset, or if you don't believe you deserve stuff, then when you get into network marketing or you try different businesses or whatever, it might not work for you. So you got to really work on that self-development part. And then after that, I think you need a product that you actually like to take, or that or service that you actually like to do, because there's a lot of people out there that, hey, I just want to make money. I don't care what it is. I had one guy say, well, I don't want to buy a product. I'm like, well, I mean, how you, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people always ask me, man, you don't look like you're 51. I said, well, I mean, I take this product all the time, every day, so I say you gotta love the product you take. So you're kind of a walking billboard. And then after that, you have skills you got to learn. It depends on how you want to grow your business, online or offline. But you got to learn how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I felt quite a bit. I would talk to people because your upline would say, "Hey, go out and talk to anybody." That's like telling a basketball, just shoot it. There's no technique, just throw it up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had to learn. And what I found that worked pretty good is, for people I knew, or let's say sometimes I just don't want to sell to this direct person. I would ask a referral, like, hey, um, example, I have a business that helps people who are looking to generate an additional income through a flexible side hustle. Do you know anybody that might like to know about something like that? And they'll just say me, or no, or I got a friend. So same with products. If I started asking for referrals, it was just I had better results. So you got to love your product, learn how to talk to people, and then the closing part, which is difficult for people because I don't know. So this just me.
Hmm.
People didn't like, for me. I don't know. Maybe the mentality, I didn't feel worthy, or I don't know what it was, but I just didn't like asking for the close. So that took me a while to get that down. You just, hey, ask for the close, and then you got to show them what to do. Now it really depends on how you approach I'm doing it online, but you can do both online and offline. So you got to have a daily mode of operation. So I'd say uh, getting in conversations, asking the question, showing somebody a presentation, following up with them, and then booking the sale or your new business partner. And that's just the beginning. Then after that, you got to teach a person how to do the same thing you just did. And you just try to make it simple as possible. I don't know if that answers your question, but
Dude, that was massive value right there. Those that are watching, if you're not taking notes, like holy shit! Like Kwesi was saying, a variety of great tips there. And the mindset is powerful because a lot of people go into this. There's a lot of rejection. So
a
yes, you're
lot.
going to have to deal with that rejection. If anyone that has any kind of business, no matter what, should have a network marketing as like almost a stepping stone to get into the real business that they want to get into, because it helps you get over those rejections. You have to work on your communication skills. What Kwesi was saying is duplication. You got to be able, and you mentioned teaching those little steps, making the calls, talking about sharing the product or service, being involved with it. Like you were saying, you can't just not buy the product or service and not be able to share it. Otherwise, you're going to be commission breast. You're just going to be talking about how I'm earning money. But you also don't want to be a salesperson. A lot of people in sales go into network marketing and fail. They're like selling like crazy. But then the power is in the network, guys. Having a team of people that are doing what you can do. So then if you could sell 10 things that month, having your team sell 10 or 5 or something, it'll exponentially grow. But people in sales are all focused on one. No, it's not just me. It should be a team. And how do you kind of motivate those on your team to consistently promote or, prospect?
Well, that is still a work in progress, but I will say the ones that you can lead a horse to water, but they can't drink. So you can't really force. I mean, you have kids, I try to tell my kids stuff, and they like, they don't want to listen. So I've had people who, I've said, hey, these are the steps you got to do. And then maybe they, you don't know what you're talking about. And they go this long route. Matter of fact, I was on a call this morning about, it was my cousin who, he's like, man, what were you saying to me before? What were you telling me to do? Because it's these steps you got to take. There's no way around it. You got to take these steps. So I just try to be as straight up as possible. And I spend time with the people who, just like you called me, I got back to you. I sent you, the stuff you asked me to send you.
Mm-hmm.
But if I didn't do that, would you chase me to try to get me to be on your
Right.
podcast? You know what I mean? So you gotta, at least for me, if you have a willing participant, that's just like in basketball. I can't keep passing you the ball and you're not taking shots. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna lose the game. So that's how I approach it. I'm real with people. You got to work at it. You got to get rejected. You got to fail. You got to make no money for a long time. It depends on the person, but
Right.
it happens. I mean, for me, so
I appreciate you
Go ahead.
being transparent, because a lot of people think they need to get a lot of people to become successful. But like Kwesi was saying, you might have that one person that is like crushing it. And then you have a bunch of them not doing much. That's fine, because you're going to have 4 to 5 to 6 people that are really going to be the crushers. You don't need you're going to have a bunch of other people on your team that gets that once in a while kind of stuff until they figure it out.
Well, what I found too is if you gotta give them like a direction. Maybe I can't. So, like example, my goal is to always teach somebody how to cover their monthly expenses with their residual income, right? From however much the business costs plus your rent at the house, and that could be big for some people. And some people might not want to do that. I want to make like $500 a month. So I kind of meet them there, say, okay, is this your roadmap? And then I tell them exactly like, okay, you make this much money on residual. And I'm just going off because you got
Yep.
your initial sale, right? But we're going off the passive income part. I'm saying, okay, you need this many customers to make this much. So let's say if you want to make $5,000 a month, at least with my company, and I'm not talking about the bonuses and stuff
Right.
like that. It's just a straight residual, like, right? You need about 250 people. I mean, that's what you need,
And
right?
a lot of people might get that's a shock, like, oh my God. So it's not going to take it an overnight success to make that happen.
Right. But 250, if you break that down into, let's say 2 years, and you break that down, you divide that by 24. Now you know exactly how many people you want to recruit per month. Now, if you do more than that, cool. If you do less than that, but you're always kind of looking at that number. And it when I say 250, I'm talking about in your organization.
Right.
You can have, you know, 10, 20 people, and then they have
They
people,
do their, yes.
yeah. But I kind of look at, okay, this is what I got to do, and that's basically it. So I give them a path first, and if they start walking a path, I'll walk with them. If they don't, I don't try to save them. I used to, but I don't walk with them.
Kwesi is 100%. You learn from the past. Not everybody's going to be able to be molded the right way. Kwesi also was saying that he reverse engineered. I like that. Like if you have a conversation with your possible teammate, what are you looking to do? You want to have $500 a month to pay off a little bit of bills? You want to have paying your rent? You want to have, what are your goals, your whys? Having that conversation actually is a very good strategy to help somebody figure out, you can find out what they're kind of motivated to do, if they want to pay the mortgage off kind of thing. That's where you put more energy in to help them. If it's just small money, fine. You'll help them, but not as much as you're going to for the ones that really are hungry.
Yeah. I mean, that's just business in general. I mean, I have a brick and mortar here. People ask me, well, how much does it cost to start a brick and mortar business? I'll tell them, man, it costs you need, about 150,000, right?
Right.
To start. Then you need money for backup for your employees. Then you need to train the staff. You know what I mean? So to me, network marketing, because I have a brick and mortar business, is way less investment. What it maybe a couple $100 for a product. It depends on what you do, but
Right.
a couple $100 for a product. Then you have advertisement. If you're going to advertise, then you need a system like something that has a landing page and a sales funnel that you got to pay for that. You can do organic stuff on Facebook, but if you want to really reach people, you're gonna have to pay to play, as they say. But you can do a lot organically too. But I found that this is just my experience. You don't have enough time in a day to do it organically. At least, like you said, you do it in the pockets of the day. Me and you are doing the same thing. I only got this much time to do this interview, and then I got to go do what I do. And then maybe I got an appointment at 2:00 today. I'm gonna talk to that person for like 15 minutes and go do what I got to do. I like that because I feel I'm always working on my skill set. You know what I mean?
It's a growth mindset. You're all, you want to make sure you get things done. Another thing that would help those that are watching, if you're watching this video, you should always look at description and see what the guest information. You connect with them, you go on their socials, you click and you follow them, you look at their content, you find out what's, if you're interested in doing it. What I'm also doing is I'm dropping this everywhere. This is on YouTube. I break them up into shorts for YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and you have to make sure. And I also on Twitter, I have a community that is following my Network Marketing Insider coin. So people are buying this coin, they're looking at past videos, past podcasts, and they're learning about others and possibly might resonate with someone, and your business can grow just from being on this podcast. But people are afraid of, providing value. What I liked when I first met you, because I'm always looking for good people to come in, right? I saw videos that you did. Can you share how powerful video is for your business?
Yeah, well, people get to see your face, see, you can look back at videos on my Facebook page. You can see when I first started, I was kind of shaky, and then but it's like shooting a jumper. Bam! All right, I shot it. All right, it's out. But I think the video really just gets the people to kind of know, like, and trust you. They see you're consistent. They see, especially in the beginning, I didn't do this, but I tell people about my mistakes now because I realize, like, everybody makes these mistakes. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect. I'm just saying, hey, this is what I've been through. This is what I've done. This might help you. But the goal is still the same. Is like, hey, look, with network marketing, whatever product you have, if you pay for it monthly, because now it's everything subscription, that's where the residual income comes from. All the other stuff, the bonuses and stuff, that's just gravy on top. But the videos just really gets people to see who you are, basically. And especially, a lot of people will say, man, you look really young, especially when I shave. When I got the gray hairs, I shaved today, so I wouldn't have gray hair because they are out. But, what do you take? Oh, I take this, So you're just being a product of the product and showing people your growth on video. And video is the way to go. People look at, when you look on social media, most people, I click on videos.
It allows you to be consistent. And like Kwesi was saying, like, and trust. You trust that person because you're seeing the content. You might even be local and you'd be at a restaurant or a clothing store or supermarket, and people will run into you. I saw your video.
Yeah,
Powerful.
that happens. That actually happens.
Yeah, it definitely.
I know you. Where do I know you from? I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, you're that dude on the video.
Always try to come up with. You have your own brand. That's what you have when you're on video for whatever you're selling. And it's something that if you're consistent, like Kwesi was saying, like I started in 2018. I've been doing video for a while. Yeah, the early ones were difficult. You learn trial by error. Then things get comfortable. You start adding things. Now you're focused. I like doing this because it allows me to learn more. I'm all about that focus as far as personal development and how, communication skills, working with this podcast, but also being out there, and it's a networking business. So we're networking right now. Your friends are going to get to know who, maybe they don't like to do whatever you're doing. And when you have that conversation, maybe they look into what I'm doing. They're like, yeah, I might want to work with Sean, and vice versa. Yeah. You never know where people are going to come from, but putting yourself out there and sharing consistently definitely will help. And I know you are, have this time frame. I'm always cognizant of that. So I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. Definitely reach out to Kwesi through his socials, through his contact information. All the stuff is in the description of this video. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and share this video so we can help more people out in this world. Kwesi, thanks so much for being with us today. And
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. And if you have any other friends that you could, recommend to join this podcast, please be my guest. Stick around for a minute after. And everyone else, have an awesome rest of your day.